What if you never had to stress about posting to Instagram again? No more blank screens, no more last minute captions, just a system powered by AI that handles it all for you. Hey, I'm Dan. I've spent the last decade building tech, and now I use AI to automate the processes that used to eat up my time, and I help others do the same. In this video, I'm going to show you how I completely automated my Instagram workflow with AI and n8n from idea to published post. Here's what you'll learn. How to generate post ideas, captions and images automatically with AI. How to use Notion as a simple calendar and AI system. And how to schedule and publish posts to Instagram without lifting a single finger. No copy pasting, no notifications, and no logging into Instagram. Just a system that runs in the background so you can focus on the more important things. Whether you want to automate your own posts, build it for clients, or build it into a system, you'll get the full breakdown. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so first let's get your AI system ready. We're using OpenAI to generate stuff, so you'll need an API key to make that work. So head to platform.openai.com. Then you'll need to register. If you have an account for ChatGPT, it's the same one. Then go right here to settings, API keys. Then press on create new secret key. Give it a name, you can put anything here. Select a project. OpenAI will create a default one for you. Select it. Then press on create secret key. Copy it and store it for later. By the way, don't share this with anyone. I'll just delete the one I created. Now go to billing. You'll see here a credit balance, you can add to it. $5 should be more than enough for this tutorial. Now you'll need to integrate with Notion, so head to notion.so/profile/integrations. Create an account is free. Then you'll need to create an integration, so click on the plus button right here. Give it a name, test integration. Associate the workspace, choose the default one. The type should be internal and press on save. Then press on configure integration settings. Right here you have a secret, just press on show and copy it and store it for later. Then for capabilities you need to select all those. Then go to the access tab and press on select pages. Choose a folder inside your Notion, you can create a new one and press on update access. Now with that API key you will have access to the folder you added right here. And that's pretty much it for Notion. Okay, now to post on Instagram, we'll use the Facebook Graph API, which means you'll need a Facebook developer account, a Meta app, and an Instagram business account that's linked to a Facebook page. Now create an Instagram account and head to developers.facebook.com. If you don't have an account, you'll need to register, log into your Facebook account, and then go to My Apps. Now for this you'll need to have a Facebook page, so go ahead and create a Facebook page and link it to your Instagram profile, that's very important. And click on create app, then give it a name, select other and then click on next. Select business, next. Then select the business portfolio, this one should be created automatically after you create your Facebook page. Then press on create app. And this is pretty much it. I already have this, so I won't create a new one, so I'll go back to my apps and go on Brand Bounce AI Agency. Now for the sake of this tutorial you won't need to verify your business. Now head up to products, add product and search right here for Instagram. I already have it in my products. Now after you've added Instagram, go to developers.facebook.com/tools/explorer. This is your Graph API interface. Right here you'll need to add permissions, so go ahead and add pages show list, business management, pages messaging you don't need for this automation, you need for another one. Then add Instagram basic, Instagram content publish, pages read engagement, pages manage metadata, and pages manage posts. You can add a permission right here by writing its name, so if I search for Instagram something, then I can just click on it and it will get added. Then here select your Meta app, the one you just created. Under it select user token, and then when you press right here on generate access token you will be redirected to log in with your Facebook account. So I'll just press on reconnect. This token will be using in n8n, but it's a temporary one. If you want to get a permanent one you'll have to do an API call. I'll show you later how to do it. So go ahead and write /me/accounts right here and press on submit. Then click on the ID you have right here. If you don't have anything, then you haven't connected the page successfully. So click on the ID right here. And as you can see, this is the Facebook page that you created. Then right here write question mark fields equal connected Instagram account. Okay, and it will return you the connected Instagram account ID. We'll use this one in our automation, so make sure to save it. Okay, so the last thing you'll need is an Imgur account with the client ID, so head up to imgur.com, then press on your account settings, then go to applications and create a new app right here, create a client for it. n8n is the brain behind everything. It pulls content from Notion, sends it to OpenAI, uploads images to Imgur, and schedules the posts with Meta's APIs. So click the link in the description below to go to n8n, then press on Get Started. You'll get a 14-day trial. And by the way, n8n is open source. I'm using their cloud version because it's easy. But if you want, you can host it yourself, and that's completely free. Then after you created an account, we're ready to go. So let's start with configuring Notion. So inside the folder you created the integration for, create a new page called Instagram Posting Automation. Let me show you how. Select database right here, empty database, and give it a name, Instagram Posting Automation. Okay, then you'll need to add some fields, so go ahead and click on the plus button, add property right here, search for status, then you'll need to edit the statuses manually, so click on edit property, create one called for approval, one for rejected, one for approved, and one for posted. Then add a new property, call it post date, it's of type date, then create a new one called image URL, it's a text, then another property for caption, still a text. Then the last one, this will be for Imgur, we'll delete the images after we post them so we don't host them publicly. This one is called delete hash and it's a text. Okay, and this is pretty much all you need to do inside Notion. Now let's head to n8n. Right here for this workflow we have two automations. The one that creates the posts and puts them in the calendar. So let me show you how to do it. First you'll need to create a schedule trigger node, so click on the plus button. Then inside it, I've selected the trigger interval to be weeks. This means that this will run automatically every week on Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday at 5 AM. You can change this and make it run more often, depending on how you want to schedule your posts. Then press on the plus button after the schedule trigger and search for AI agent. Then the source for prompt should be defined below. Then we'll send the prompt. You are a creative strategist, helping the AI agency craft visual scroll-stopping strategic Instagram content. Okay, so we tell it everything we want. We give it context about the brand, then we give it the identity and the style, the color palette, what colors should it use, the design aesthetic. I put the workflow file in the description so you can just download it and copy this. Then this is very important. Format your response like this, and this is a JSON, just copy and paste it or write it yourself. Then you'll need to check the required specific output format. Next you'll need to define a model, so go ahead and define an OpenAI chat model. Right here, remember we store the OpenAI API key, so click on create new credential and put the API key you have right here. Okay, then select the model. I'm using GPT-4o mini because it's fast and it's good. And in a couple of weeks they'll be launching GPT-5. Then configure a simple memory by clicking on the plus button here. Give it a key. It has a context window length, so it knows of the posts it did before, so it doesn't repeat itself. Then we have a structured output parser. It's the same JSON that we have in the prompt, just copy and paste it here also. By the way, this won't show if you don't check this checkbox right here for require specific output format. Now I forgot to mention the task the AI agent has is to generate 5 unique non-repetitive Instagram image post ideas. And then we have a code node. Don't get scared of it, you can just copy and paste it. All it does, it takes a random idea from the list, so just copy and paste this or write it yourself. Let me show you how it works, so I'll press on execute previous nodes. Okay, so these are all the ideas that OpenAI generated. Now we can press on test step and this code block will choose a random one. I did this because I wanted it to be unique, I didn't want it to repeat itself, so I am choosing a random idea. Next we have an OpenAI message model node, so go ahead and click on the plus button right here and search for OpenAI and click on message model. Then use the same credentials you created earlier in the AI agent. You can just select it right here. The resource should be text, operation message model, and for this one I'm using GPT-4o if I click on this button right here, I can see the whole expression we're using, generate a highly detailed image prompt. So what this node does is it creates the prompt for the image generator. I'm mentioning here that it's for DALL-E 3. This was the previous model they had for image generation. Now they have a better one, but it's easier to understand if we leave it like this. That fits this idea, and then drag and drop the description right here. Strictly respond like this. It's a JSON with an improved prompt. You can just copy and paste this from the JSON file in the description, or you can just write it, or you can ask ChatGPT to write it for you. Then I'll press again on test step, and it returned us the prompt. Next, we have an HTTP request node. So click on the plus button right here, search for HTTP request, and n8n hasn't implemented yet this new model for image generation, so we need to go through an HTTP request. The method should be post, the URL should be this one right here, copy it. Then for authentication, select predefined credential type and select OpenAI, the same one we selected for the OpenAI nodes. Then select the OpenAI account. Body content type should be JSON, specify body using JSON. And right here you need to send the JSON model, which is GPT image 1. The prompt, just drag and drop it from the left side. Then n is the number of images you wanted to generate and the size of the image. And this is pretty much it. We can press again on test step. This one will take 1 minute, so let's just wait for it. Okay, as we can see, it returned the base64 JSON file. This is the image. You won't be able to see it in this format. So go ahead and click on this button right here, plus, search for code, and we have another code node. Just copy and paste it. It turns the base64 image to an actual binary image. Okay, now you can click on the button right here to download it. It doesn't actually work for me. It's pretty weird, but it might work for you. Next, click on the plus button right here and search for HTTP request. We have an HTTP request to Imgur. The method should be post. Copy this URL right here, https api.imgur.com/3/image. Authentication should be none because we'll be sending it in the headers. Then check send headers using fields below. Then send the header params, authorization, and then right here put the client ID you have in your Imgur account. And then also check send body. Body content type should be form data. Parameter type should be n8n binary file. The name should be image, and the input data field name should be source. So I go ahead and press on test step. Okay, now the image is actually uploaded to Imgur. It's public, anyone can see it through this link. So you can just copy it, open a new tab and open it. This is the image it just generated for me. It looks awesome. Now let's go ahead to the last step in this workflow. Press on the plus button right here, search for Notion, click on Notion, and press on create a database page. Right here you need to put your API key that you got from Notion, so click on create new credential and paste it right here. Then the research should be a database page. Operation should be create. The database you can select from a list, but if you just created this page you'll only have this one, so go ahead and select it right here. For the title I use the ID of the image. It's not important, we are not using it for anything. Then start adding properties. For the first one select caption and then scroll down on the left side in the input fields and drag and drop the caption from the code node. Next you have the image URL. It's from the HTTP request we did to Imgur. It's right here, just drag and drop it. Then we have the post date. For this one I use the simple code block. This means tomorrow. Then we have the status that will hardcode to for approval. You'll see your options right here if you configure them correctly into Notion. Then we have the delete hash. This was also returned by Imgur. It's right here, just drag and drop it. And that's it, you can press on test step. Okay, node executed successfully. Now let's head back to Notion. As we can see right here, our new image got added. If we copy the URL and go back in the browser, we can see that it's the same one. Now, let me run this automation a couple more times manually. You can press right here on the test workflow button. Okay, it ran once, let me run it again. Okay, it ran again, let me run it for the 4th time, so we have enough data to test with. Okay, now I've run it 4 times, so let's go ahead and just check the images it created. We already saw the first one, let's look at the second one. Okay, this one looks good, but it has a typo right here, so we'll just mark it as rejected. Then let's check the third one. This one looks great, so we'll mark it as approved. And that's it. I'm not gonna mark the other two, we'll use them for testing. So this would be scheduled to be posted tomorrow, but let's modify the date and post them today. So don't forget to do this, it's very important. I'll show you why in a second. Now head back to n8n, then go to your workflows, create a new one. I'll show you how it works. This one actually posts the images. It's very short. So right here we also have a scheduled trigger like in the other one, but now we still have the trigger interval set as weeks. So what this means, it will run weekly on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. See, it's one day after the other automation. So you have one day to approve the posts. You can configure it however you want. You can run it multiple times in the same day and then change the dates of posting. It's your choice, and it's set to trigger at 6 p.m. Next, click on the plus button right here and search for Notion, and click on Get Many Database Pages, and then select your Notion account. It should appear right here because you created it in the other automation. Then the research should be database page. The operation should be Get Many. The database should be the Instagram posting automation. Select it from the list. Then I set the limit as 10 because I didn't want it to bring me more than 10 posts. Then we have a filter, must match all filters, but this doesn't matter because we only have one. Then we selected the post date to be on or before today. Go ahead and press on test tab. For me, return 9 items because I have 9 entries right here that are before now, before the current time. Then go ahead and click on the plus button again and search for switch. This switch has two routing rules. One, you can take the property status and drag and drop it, and if it's equal to reject it. And the other one, take the status again, drag and drop it, and if it's equal to approved, it will go on the second branch. And now let's go to the first branch, 0, and click on the plus button right here, search for Notion, and click on archive a page. Select the same account, the research should be page, the operation should be archive, and let's press on execute previous nodes. You can see right here we have the URL of the page, so just drag and drop it, and that's pretty much it. And then we have another HTTP request that goes to Imgur and deletes the image we publicly hosted. So the method should be delete. The URL should be https://api-imgur.com/3/image/ the delete hash that you'll find in the left side if you press right here on execute previous nodes. But I won't because I want to show you the full workflow and how this gets deleted. And that's it for the first flow. Then for the second branch, click on the plus button right here, search for Facebook, Facebook Graph API, then click on create new credential, then go to Graph API Explorer, make sure to have everything we set up earlier configured, and press on generate access token, reconnect, then copy this token right here by clicking on this button, go back to your workflow and paste it right here and press on save. Connection tested successfully. Now, the host URL should be default, the method should be post, the Graph API version should be 22, and then this node right here is your Instagram page ID. So go back to Graph API and you can see right here the connected Instagram account is the same ID. So just copy this one and paste it right here. The edge should be media, and then we'll send some query parameters. The first one is the caption. Just drag and drop property caption right here. Then we'll have the image URL, the one we have hosted on Imgur. So just drag and drop this one also. And this is pretty much it. You can press on test step and it returned an ID. That's because this step doesn't actually post the image. This only creates the posts, and then we have another node that actually posts. So click on plus, search again for Facebook, Facebook Graph API, and then use the same Facebook Graph account used earlier. The host URL should be default, the method should be post, Graph version 22, node is your Instagram page ID that you put in the previous node. The edge should be media published this time, and then for query parameters you only have the creation ID. So just drag and drop it from the left side right here and press on test step. This should actually post the image, so we'll go in real time. So this just got posted, as you can see it on the screen. And then we have another node for an HTTP request. This deletes the publicly hosted image. We don't want to leave the hosted image there. There's no need for that. So you can just copy it from the previous workflow or just write it again. The method should be delete. The URL should be this one with the delete hash. From here, just drag and drop it. The authentication should be none because we're sending it through headers. And then in the headers, we're using fields below. And we only have one parameter, authorization. That's the client ID, and the client ID you copied from Imgur. And then press on test step. And now the image is deleted, and we have one last step. Go ahead and click on plus, search for Notion, and then click on update a database page. Then the credentials should be the same one, not the Notion account you created. The resource should be database page, operation should be update, by URL, just drag and drop it from the left side, and then select the properties you want to update, and we'll modify the status to say posted. And then we can go ahead and press on test tab. And if we go back to our Notion, we can see that it changed to posted. Now in our Notion we have 3 more posts that haven't been approved yet. Let's mark the first one as approved, the second one as rejected, and the third one as approved. So we'll do 2 posts and 1 will be deleted. Let me show you. I'll just press on test workflow. Okay, so it ran successfully. If we go back to our Notion, we can see that all of them are now posted. The one that was rejected was deleted, so we don't store it for nothing. And this is pretty much it. Now let me give you a tip. The token we use right here is short-lived. I think it will only work for 1 hour, so you'll need to change it every time you want to post. So for the scheduler to work, you'll need to actually generate a long-lived token. Go to app settings and basic, and right here you'll have an app secret. So just press on show and copy it. I won't do that live. For this you'll need to open the terminal. So you'll need to write this. Then inside it you can see that you have your app ID, your app secret, and your short-lived token. So instead of those, you need to actually add the real data you have. You can copy it and then edit your Facebook Graph account credential right here and paste it. Quick heads up, Imgur no longer supports app creation in a lot of countries. So if you've tried and got stuck, then you're not alone. So here's the fix. I'll show you how to replace Imgur with Dropbox. It's way easier, it works everywhere, and it won't break your automation. So first you'll need to create an account for Dropbox. I just logged in with my Google. Then go to developers/apps and click on create app. Check scoped access, then give it access to your full Dropbox. I'll create this one just for the sake of testing. Okay, then you need to go to permissions and mark files metadata write, files metadata read, files content write, files content read, sharing write, sharing read, file requests write, file requests read, and that's pretty much it, and click on submit right here. Then go back to settings and scroll down, scroll to generate access token and click on this button right here. It will generate you an access token, so make sure to save that and don't share this with anybody. Now go back to n8n, click on the plus button right here and click on credential, creating personal, search for Dropbox, choose the Dropbox API one, continue, and paste your access token right here and click on save. Okay, now we can go back to our automations. First, let's go to the one that generates the calendar. What you have to do is to delete the node you have right here for Imgur and click on the plus button, search for Dropbox and choose upload the file. Then configure it with your Dropbox account that you just created. The resource should be file operation upload. Then you give it a name. On a folder, I name the folder uploads, and then if I execute the previous nodes, search for the timestamp for the schedule trigger, and this will be our file name because it's unique. So go down and you have the timestamp right here. Then you can go ahead and press on test tab. So basically it returned the path, and in the next step in the Notion create database page. For the image URL property, you'll have to drag and drop the JSON path display, this one right here. And then you can completely remove the delete hash. You no longer need it. Now let's go to our second automation, auto post instant images. Now this one is a bit different, so it stays the same until the switch. Then we have an HTTP request right here. So click on the plus button on the second branch, click on plus, search for HTTP request, and then create one with the method post. This should be the URL copied from the JSON description. Then for authentication, you should have predefined credential type. Credential type should be Dropbox API. And then select your account right here. Check here send body. Body content should be JSON using fields below path. And then send the image URL you saved in your Notion account. Drag and drop it from the left side. Okay, what this does, it generates a public URL to send to Facebook. So in the Facebook node, you'll have to place the value you have for image URL. You have to replace a couple of things that Dropbox returned. So let me go ahead and press on execute previous nodes. As you can see, it turned green. Copy and paste this code right here. Then this one stays the same. But then the HTTP request that we had right here for deleting the image in Imgur is now replaced by a delete file from Dropbox. So click on the plus button right here, search for Dropbox, and select delete file. Then select your Dropbox account again. The resource should be file, the operation should be delete. And then drag and drop from the left side the property image URL that you have stored in your Notion. Now you can just copy this node and put it right here also, because it's the same one. So let me show you. Select your Dropbox account, the resource should be file, operation, delete, and then the delete file should be this one right here. Drag and drop it from the left side. And this is pretty much it, guys. This was the breaking change. And that's it, your full Instagram automation. No more missed posts, just a workflow that handles everything for you. If you're into this kind of thing, AI, automations, building smarter systems, make sure to subscribe. I drop new videos every week. And if you don't want to build the whole system step by step, I drop the full JSON file in the description. And let me know in the comments what should I automate next, because I'm building based on your ideas.